Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in our last video we talked about the Kentucky state. Today we are going to talk about the Illinois state. I have made one video on Illinois state on how we can file the monthly sales tax return for Illinois state. So this is the second part of that video. There are some changes that has been made on the portal, and there are some changes that have been made in the laws and regulations of filing the sales tax return for Illinois state. So that's the second part of that video. But before we move ahead to the portal and discuss about the changes, I would request all of you to hit the bell icon and hit the subscribe to stay updated with the latest sales tax information related to the US taxation. So let's go back to the topic. So these are to my sales. So what the changes that has been made on the portal and the law is that previously what you were doing is that you need to only report the sales state wise. So what I mean is that, for example, the rate for the Illinois state is 6.25 percentage for the state. So now what you do is that you go on the portal, you report your sales, your taxable sales and your non-taxable sales, and then you pay the tax based on these taxable sales by multiplying this 6.25 percentage, whatever your total taxable sales are. But now the changes has been made that if you are based outside of Illinois, if you're doing the sales in Illinois state but actually you are based outside of Illinois, so you need to report the sales by cities or by counties as well. So now you can not only report 6.25%, but you have to register for the locations, for the counties that you are doing sales in this state. So let me tell you how you can file or you can add the location on the portal so that your return could be filed accurately. So first let me show you how we were doing filing before that change. So let's say I want to file this month, May month. So what I do here is I will say yes, I will say no, 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 and then here let's say my total sales, there are no deductions. For example, I'm just not gonna put any deductions here. So I'm gonna click next here. So now, for example, my total sales are $2,500, right? And these are my taxable sales. There are no deductions here. So now, previously, what we were doing was we were inputting that 2,500 here, and then we were getting the tax amount here, and this is what we were paying to the state. But now you cannot add anything here. Why? So if you notice here, the portal is saying you are registered as a retailer. You must register your sales location and report receipts on line 4A and 5A. So now what you need to do is that you need to register your locations. If you are registered as a retailer on the Illinois state website or on the Illinois portal, you need to register the locations where you are doing the sales. By locations you can register the cities, the counties where you are doing the sales. So this is one of the changes that has been made recently in the Illinois state. Now here, if you can see here, I have two sales amount here. Now one has been made in this city and the county for this city is this, and then I have the special jurisdiction for this as well, and then another sale is in this city, and then this is the county and there's no special jurisdiction here. So the total rate here is this one. For this particular transaction I have 9 percentage, and for this particular transaction I have 8.75 percentage. So let me show you the breakdown of this. So for the first transaction, if you see here, so for the first transaction I have, this is the state tax rate, then this is the county, and this is the special. But for the second transaction I have a total rate of this is tax rate. Again, same for the state, but the county rate is different here, and then I have the city rate is here as well. In this particular transaction, that's the first one. This one, I don't have the city sales tax rate, I have the special here. But for the second transaction I have the city tax rate here. So now you have to file the return accordingly by adding these locations on the portal. So let me show you how you can add these locations. So I'm gonna click cancel here. This was just a true. So now here, so what you do here is that if you see here, you have more options, view more account options. You will go here. Now here, if you see here, you have the option of account maintenance, and here you can see maintain location. So you will click here, maintain location. Okay, now here, that's the first existing sites. So if you look here, I have this location only. Then I will click next. Now here you can add the permanent sites, permanent locations. So while adding the locations, you have two options: either you can add the location permanently, or either you can add the location temporary. So by permanently, you don't need to add those location again and again. If you have only one county, any one city that you are doing sales in, you can add that permanently, and you don't need to add each time when you're filing the return. But if you don't have that permanent location, and each month or each quarter your sales has been made in different counties, then you can add those in permanent sites. So I'm going don't gonna add these in permanent site. So I'm gonna click next again. So again, you will have that option. Now here you can see add changing location sites. Now this is the temporary sites. Now here you need to add the counties. Here you can add the counties and cities where the sales has been are being made. So in my case here, I have to add this county. So I will add here. So I'm going to click here. Now when you click select this amount, you will need to input the information here. For example, my start date is, let's say I put it 01/01/2025. So I'll click submit. Okay, now once you add this, you can add the location within they will confirm the location within 5 to 10 minutes. So this is how you can add the locations, and then you can add the sales on based on those locations. So this is the changes that has been made recently, few months ago, in the Illinois portal. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, any comments, do let me know in the comment box. Thank you very much.